And I hope you take a little time to self-reflect and go, am I doing this? Should I be doing this? Who else do I know that could be doing this? What have I learned through this reflection? The most dangerous red flag a leader can show is an inability to face their own vulnerability. Welcome back to the Empathic Leader, where we talk about all things EQ, empathy, and leadership. I am Dr. R, and I'm really happy to have you here. You knew we weren't going to get too far without a quote from Brene Brown. I mean, she's made her entire career looking at shame and vulnerability and some of the other things that orbit around that. So I think that this quote is perfect for this chapter because this chapter should be a little lighter. What I do is I look at beige flags and red flags from my experience, from people that I've helped. What's a beige flag? Well, in the dating world, what that means is there's something that might give you pause that's kind of like, I don't know. But it's not something that says, get out of the room. It's just kind of a like, this could be a problem. Maybe it's not a problem. I'm just going to keep an eye on it. A red flag, on the other hand, we all know means back away and get out of the room. And that's what I look at, are some of these behaviors that are beige flags versus red flags. For instance, I take a look at critique. Nobody likes to be critiqued. But a lot of times people really are trying to help us. So even though we don't have to take every critique, we need to be willing to at least listen to what's going on. If we're talking about critique, we're in a leadership position. Not everything everybody says is going to be something that we would want to or even could change. And that's understandable. If you have someone who every time they give critique kind of has a fit, but then walks away, thinks about it, and is willing to think clearly and then come back and discuss it, that's a beige flag. This person obviously doesn't like critique, but they're willing to learn, they're willing to change, and they're willing to be open. There's communication that happens. Unlike the person who, if they are critiqued, will shut down. Either they just won't hear it, they'll leave the room, they want nothing to do with it, and they never consider it, they want nothing. The problem is that as a leader, if people are trying to give you valuable information that's going to help you and you just shut it down, you could be missing something that's really, really important. We talked earlier about how the two things that need to be there for someone to learn is an awareness that there's a gap in knowledge and a desire to overcome that gap. The beige flags we talk about in general are going to have one or both of these. There's an awareness that maybe their leadership skills could be better. There's an awareness that there's a knowledge gap and there's more to learn. There's a desire to get better, to be more. The red flags, there may not be any awareness and there may be no desire. And that's where the problem is. If someone is unaware that there's a problem, completely unaware, they're not even going to know to fix it. And if there's no desire to bridge that gap, then it doesn't matter. So I hope this chapter is kind of fun for you because it's kind of meant to be. These are things I've seen. These are things I've seen over and over. That's how I chose these, as I went through and kind of figured out which beige flags and red flags I've seen over the years and which ones tend to come up the most. This could have been like a book all by itself, but nobody really wants to read that many beige and red flags. So I hope this is fun for you. I hope you can enjoy it. And I hope you take a little time to self-reflect and go, am I doing this? Should I be doing this? Who else do I know that could be doing this? What have I learned through this reflection? Please like and subscribe. I would love to have you here for the conversation and the communication. And I will put my pre-sale link below. If you go to my stan.store to order my book, it won't come out till September, but you will get a discount and I'll be happy to sign it. Thanks so much for joining me.